1, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Hey everyone! Welcome to Midnight Who Blog. I'm of course the Professor, and as you can tell, we're taking a look at the 500th Doctor Who magazine tonight on the Midnight Who Blog. And this is awesome. It includes some really awesome stuff. The outer sleeve that it came with, basically a cardboard little sleeve, like 50th anniversary Doctor Who magazine one. But this one, it's celebrating 500 issues, and you get some doctors, some companions, and monsters, and you get some look at some of the stuff that's included. Of course, there we go. What's inside the magazine? Little sticker sheet, art card, poster, what's inside that little special magazine. So let's kick it off with the sticker sheet, or should I say 2 sticker sheets. Yes, that's right, I got 2 sticker sheets, which means twice the fun for me. Of course, these are really awesome. They're basically, it's kind of interesting how that Capaldi one is kind of like the transfer from the very first Doctor Who magazine, that Capaldi one. So it's kind of cool. I definitely like it. Don't quite know what I'm doing with these yet. I will figure it out. Next up is an art card celebrating the very first Doctor Who comic, The Iron Legion. Definitely kind of an awesome art print, and this is the first of 9, so I'm actually very intrigued by what they're going to do with more art cards down the road with these magazines. I think, the next issue will have 4 more art cards, so we'll see. And of course, some information about it, and where you can actually get the comic. Okay. So, poster. I don't know if I can actually completely show you what it is, but we will see. Here's the poster. Up and down. And on the back, it has mock-up covers of all the special versions of Doctor Who magazine with Capaldi. And so let's kick off this review, not with just the magazine first, but let's talk about the bonus magazine. Now, this is a souvenir issue, 500 DWM issues. Doctor Who logo, pictorial history of the first 50 years. And there's an introduction with Russell T, which is on the front page right when you open it. And it basically describes how he kind of, when he first picked up all his first Doctor Who magazine. So it's really interesting to read. And you get a little dummy cover for issue 1. Kind of cool. Basically, I'm not going to show you the whole thing of this because it's kind of it. But what it is basically, it goes through all the little Doctor Who covers, all 500 of them, all of them. So it's really kind of cool. Look at all of them, all those beautiful Doctor Who covers. Really like them. It's awesome to go, and it gives some inside detail about all what goes into making these Doctor Who magazines, kind of the behind the scenes, and gives a little history to it. So it is really cool. On to the magazine itself. So it is inspired by the very first Doctor Who Weekly with Tom Baker and Dalek, and now it's the Classic Dalek with Classic. On the back, you get a Doctor and a Dalek. So of course, this issue is there's a lot of stuff to talk about. You get the comic, which is a really fascinating comic. It was actually a very good comic. I actually thought it was not that bad. And it brought back Frobisher. I love Frobisher. One of my favorite parts of this magazine was the TARDIS log section, which is represented here. I thought this was a really, really interesting little section. Kind of went through the, it's like a guide to the first 500 Doctor Who magazine. And I thought that was a really interesting read to kind of, again, kind of learn some facts about Doctor Who magazine. So I really did like it. One of my favorite parts early May with Peter Capaldi and William Hartnell, based off of questions that William Hartnell was answered from a fan way back when. And it's just fascinating how to read William Hartnell's answers to the questions and then hear Peter Capaldi's answers to the question. It's just kind of interesting. It's a very intriguing it's just kind of also kind of cool. It's a really cool little read. Another interesting part I found was, of course, they talked about Doctor Who Legacy, which is awesome. And then they did some memorable moments from the Doctor Who comics. So that's kind of cool, giving a little insight the top, 20 memorable moments. Basically, they did a little fact and fiction on the Day of the Doctor. And then we had an interview with Tom Baker, which is awesome. And a little sad to read. But we also got, this was an interesting thing, talked about Doctor Who 2001, about a little attempt by Mark Gatiss and a few others, Garth Roberts and Clayton Hickman, talk through their 2001 pitch. So it was a very interesting read. I'm introduced to a different type of Doctor Who than we thought of. And of course, the Tom Baker interview, which is kind of sad to read at times. If you read it, you know why. And of course, next issue is a very special devoted issue to the 4th Doctor. I cannot wait for that. So overall, what do I think of the 5 minutes I'll pick this up? Because if you're a Doctor Who fan, even if you haven't read the magazine before, this is just an awesome issue. It gives you a really cool poster, some stickers, and an art card. And I really think the Doctor Who magazine team did an amazing job putting this magazine together. You can really tell that they did some really thought and effort, and they really devoted this issue to celebrating their legacy as Doctor Who magazine. Well, that is it for tonight. I'm, of course, Edward the Professor, and if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.